So I got a request to do a Breaking Bad review, and I also have to say to the same person and a lot of others, they've been requesting that I do a GTA Grand Theft Auto 5 review. I apologize, but I cannot do that video at the moment because I've never played the game, never seen anybody play the game in person. So there's no way of me reviewing the game if I haven't played it yet. So unfortunately, I can't do that video at the moment until I get my hands on a copy. Um, but I am going to do the Breaking Bad review. This was my favorite show, my current favorite show, until unfortunately they decided to end the series, a season finale, and it was an epic season finale. Now, I know a lot of people are not going to be happy with the season finale. I haven't looked on the message boards or anything to see people's opinions, but people are always dissatisfied. But I was happy with the way it went off the air. And I actually was happy with the way Lost went off the air. And a lot of people hated that. And that's coming from one of the big shit talkers on YouTube. But I have more videos that have, the name of a show or something followed by the word sucks. Probably more than anybody else here on YouTube. So that's coming from that person right here. That individual is saying that he enjoyed something immensely. So the way how it went off the air was great. It's almost like a Shakespearean tragedy. He's a Walter White was a tortured soul, one of the greatest characters ever in television history, television or movies or video games. One of the best characters I've seen in general. I mean, how tragic was it? He tries to do a good deed, tries to save Jesse. Now I know you're totally lost if you haven't seen the show, but I wholeheartedly recommend that you go watch the show. You really should fucking watch it. It is fantastic. Um, so, you got him saving Jesse, who was his partner, his friend, or his friend at one point in time. He's tried to kill his friend, their partners. He tries to kill him. And then he ends up saving him in the end. And still Walter White dies. And, it's like, what's going to become of his family? A lot of loose ends left untied, but you sort of have to, because you got to end the series somewhere. And that's where I respect the creators of Breaking Bad. They knew when to end it before it got too out of hand. There's too many shows out there that don't know when to end it, to put the cap on it before they just fucking lose it. Sopranos, I'm looking at you. No disappointing endings, no slaps to the face. It just felt like a good, genuine effort. This series knew where it was going to start. I don't know if they knew exactly where they were going to end from the start, but they had this nice consistency to the series where I can't even remember one episode where I was bored. It was great storytelling, great characters, great interactions between the characters. I don't know how they knew when they casted this show that they knew that those actors, these particular actors, were going to work so well with one another. Because I don't think really any of them at any point in time ever worked on a show or a movie together. But this was great chemistry, and everything just worked on this show. Now, I like this show better than Walking Dead. Also a big Walking Dead fan, but the claims that this was the #1 drama and all those acclaims and all that, the critically acclaimed statements and all that, it should have went to Breaking Bad. It was also well deserved for Walking Dead, but Walking Dead sometimes bores me. A lot of times they have a lot of filler, like the season premiere of season 4. That was filler. I was bored with that episode. It did pick up with the second episode, but it's still not there. This series still lacks a lot of excitement that was seen at the begin. Was actually the first season. The first season, I tell you, That was fucking perfect. 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 It was a perfect fucking way to begin this series. Now, season 2, got a little bit boring. They were down on the farm. Yahoo! They were down on the farm. There was a little bit of excitement here and there, but it got a little bit boring. There was, some things that were exciting, like, Carl was sick. They had to get the medicine in time, the surgical equipment. Um, so that was interesting. Season 3, was pretty exciting. Not as good as season 1, but, they did have a lot of good moments there. The governor, and I really enjoyed season 4, the last episode that they had on with the governor, where they told his story, so they filled in a big plot hole, which was much appreciated because I was wondering the same thing. Where the fuck is this guy? And they filled that in nicely. The other thing where there was big time filler, and just sometimes where the story doesn't make sense. Last season, when they had Rick and the governor sit down for a little powwow, thing was, it was quite obvious that the governor and Rick were not going to see eye to eye. So why the fuck were they sitting down at the table trying to discuss some type of peace talk here? They both knew it wasn't gonna happen. Every single viewer and fan who watches this show and knows anything about it of the story up to that point knew that they weren't gonna make peace, but they made an episode and devoted 20 minutes of the episode to a fucking peace talk that didn't mean anything, that didn't have a purpose for existing. So that's what I mean. They have a lot of nonsensical dialogue, a lot of meaningful dialogue in this show, but a lot of times there's scenes in dialogue that don't need to be there. And the thing is that, they should just have shorter seasons, I think, because sometimes they've got too many ideas and too much time, and, they just got to start cutting it down. See, that is the mark of a great director, great producers, great creators. They got to know when to cut their work down to a more reasonable time. They've got a lot of time to work with. They've got a show that's, sometimes it goes over 45 minutes, 50 minutes, each week. And that is a lot of time to work with. You can tell a great story, but sometimes it drags, to be truthful. And I don't like that. And Breaking Bad did a very, very good job of not boring people. There was excitement in every episode. I can't even remember an episode that I was bored with, because it just had that great storytelling. Walter White and Jesse, they had all these rivalries, so many things happening at every minute. You had Gus, you had all these different threats, you had his wife, who was also, he had to worry about her, in their relationship. So, and then you had his brother-in-law who was trying to close in on the identity of Heisenberg. You had this whole alter ego and he was a father, and it just worked. It's a better show. Unless Walking Dead does something crazy, they're never gonna be able to surpass Breaking Bad. So that is my review. I might do more Breaking Bad reviews, and when I think more, of what to say about this show and different moments I want to talk to. Maybe we'll take a trip down memory lane, explore more of our favorite Breaking Bad moments and shit like that. All right.